Oh, hey, it's Justin here. This just in. How's it going? It's time for me to do another tag video. Like I said, I got at least, 3 tags that I know of. Again, if I've been tagged and I don't know about it, I'm very sorry. It's not anything personal. It's just I haven't noticed it for whatever reason. But I've got 2 more tags left. I did the Books and Life tag. Here I'm about to do the Moody Reader tag. I was tagged by David Wiley on this tag. Thank you very much, David. This tag was created by Brittany from Slanted Spines, a booktuber that I have not heard of, but I decided to find out who created this, and that seemed to be the person that created this tag. So thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Brittany, for this tag. So let's get right down to it, shall we? Prompt number 1. Number 1, remember, I'm going to count these. Do you consider yourself a mood reader? Now, I wasn't sure what this meant at first, but I guess the idea is that, or I guess what I'm being asked is whether or not I pick what I read based on my mood. So I don't plan whether or not I plan out my reading, or whether I just grab whatever I feel like reading, or I'm in the mood to read, I guess is the idea. I wasn't sure at first, but after thinking about it and kind of how my reading has been going this past month or so, yeah, I think I'm very definitely a mood reader. I have abandoned, and everybody may be disappointed to hear, but I have abandoned Pride and Prejudice. I'm reading something else now. I figured, well, I couldn't get through it in July. I set it aside to read a couple other things, and I'm going to DNF Pride and Prejudice. I just might do that. I don't want to, but there are other things I want to get to. So anyway, I didn't come here to talk about that, but that kind of is tied into the whole mood reading thing. And it's probably a big reason why I have DNF'd things in the past. There are a lot of books. The fields are littered with books that I've DNF'd in my life. It's, if they were mines, you wouldn't be able to get barely 3 feet before you would be blown to bits. So yeah, I am a mood reader. Question number 2, do you set TBR lists and do you stick to them? No, I set one. I did not stick to it. I'm not going to set another one. I'm not even sure I'm going to do a August reading plans video, or set myself some August reading plans. I mean, I have plans in my mind. I know I want to read the Stephen King book. I want to read Night Shift. I want to read the group read that Juan at Plagued by Visions is having. So I'm actually reading that right now, Bad Ronald by Jack Vance. That's what I've put Pride and Prejudice aside for. But so I do have plans, but what's coming after that? I don't know. Those are, I don't know. Maybe this, or maybe that, or maybe that. I don't know. No, I'll set a maybe list. I'll set myself a maybe I'll read this, or maybe I'll read this. We'll find out. Probably not. Anyway, that's silly. Okay, prompt number 3. Do books affect you emotionally? Does the mood of a book rub off on you? I mean, probably not very much. I can't help but rub off on me a little bit. It's not like I get overwhelmed by the mood of a book or by the emotions that a book might make me feel. I'm able to move on pretty easily if a book makes me feel a certain way. Certainly books that made me cry would make me feel sad for a while, but I can't recall recent memory a book that has made me cry, or a book that has made me feel so emotional that I was just overwhelmed by that emotion. So I'm going to say not very much. Prompt 4, when you're feeling sad, what do you read, or do you not read when sad? I don't think that I would read when I'm sad. I think when I'm sad, I tend to turn towards music or sleep. And the kinds of music I might listen to, sad music, some Radiohead, songs, maybe the sadder variety. Stuff that I can really wallow in, sad sack, Pink Floyd, The Final Cut, that album. It's not generally considered one of their better albums, but I like it a lot, and I like that it's so sad and so depressing, and if I'm in that mood, it just kind of, it gives me something to immerse myself in, and I want to know that somebody else has felt that kind of sorrow, maybe that I'm feeling, and that album conveys it to me quite a bit. So I don't really read when I'm sad, but I listen to music, and it might be Pink Floyd or Radiohead. Prompt 5. Most often do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? All three, I guess. If I have to elevate one above the others, I mean, it depends. It depends on my mood, man. I'll escape? Sure, of course. Who doesn't want to escape inside this wonderful created world that comes from one person's mind? And of course, it's the best way to learn is, one of the best ways to learn is by books. By doing, of course, is another great way to learn, but books. And critically reflect. Of course, books will make you think, and I can't choose. I'm not going to choose. I'm not going to commit to any one of these. Is it a book or story, a novel? I don't know. I'll oscillate between all of them. Prompt 6. What is a book that made you laugh out loud? Douglas Adams, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series of books, definitely made me laugh out loud. It's been a long time since I read those. I would like to reread those. Let's see. I just finished a buddy read with Sandy and Ms. Reads a Lot. We read Midwich Cuckoos, and I was surprised that the early kind of third of it or so, the early quarter or third of the book was funny. And I might have laughed out loud in surprise at that, because I didn't expect it to be funny at all. And it got definitely not funny as things went on. And also, there's a series of books, the first one of which is called Off to Be the Wizard. They're lighthearted fantasy time travel kind of thing. They're a lot of fun if you like that kind of thing. I like time travel, so I enjoyed this book, and I listened to the audiobook. I didn't read it, but I listened to the audiobook because I so much enjoyed the person who read it, Luke Daniels, who sounds a lot like Nathan Fillion. So when I listened to it, I pictured Nathan Fillion reading it to me, which is weird. I'm also almost afraid to look up Luke Daniels to see what he looks like, because I would rather just imagine it was Nathan Fillion. Prompt 7. What is a book that has made you cry, or if you don't cry, one that really moved you? This is a little easier. Where the Red Fern Grows is the first book that ever made me cry, by Wilson Rawls. I was 8 years old, and I read that book, and I got to the end, and even though, it's a dog book, so anybody that's read very many dog books or seen dog movies knows what's going to happen at the end. And even so, the first page or two, the narrator of the book says that the dogs are going to die. So it's going to happen, but boy, it took me by surprise. I was 8 years old, and I cried and cried, and my mother came into the room, and I said, what are you crying about? And I said, and she saw that I was holding the book, and, oh, did the dogs die? I said, how did you know? Yeah, because she's read books before. Anyway, Where the Red Fern Grows, Of Mice and Men. I probably cried at the end of that. And then there's a story in Night Shift that made me cry as well. But we'll get to that when I end up reviewing that book very soon-ish. Okay, prompt number 8. What is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about? I talked about one very recently. Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, I think is the title of that book, by Eric LaRocca. I got to the end of that and didn't know what was going on, didn't know what it was about, why the things happened that happened in that book, and why the ending was the way that it was. I have now handed that book off to Michael K. Vaughan, and now the curse has been passed on to him. Unfortunately, he has another cursed book on his hand, so I really feel kind of bad. Now he's doubly cursed. Poor Mike. Anyway, he'll get through it. I think he's been through worse. Prompt 9. Are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? I guess either one. I don't think I would be more likely to read on one or the other. Don't really get this question. I figure most of us here on BookTube like to read no matter what the weather is like. If it's raining outside, hey, let's read. If it's sunny outside, let's go outside and read. If it's cloudy outside, let's enjoy the coziness and read. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Prompt 10. Do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, lights, smells, etc.? No, I guess not. Maybe I'll close the bathroom door? No. Seriously, no, I don't. I guess I don't. I usually don't like to have music on when I read. Usually I'll read before bed and there's a light on, sure, but nothing special. Prompt 11. Can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them? I think it depends on the book and how it might have affected me at the end. There are books where I've finished them and said, okay, I have to stop, and I can't read anything for a little bit. There's music that's been like that for me too, right? I will finish an album or finish a song that I find particularly moving, and so I can't listen to anything else for a little bit here. I've had that experience with books. However, there are times where I'm just ready to, because I enjoy reading, okay, let's read the next thing. Let's move right on. And there are even times where I'll be, over halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way through a book, and I'll be, okay, well, I'm enjoying this book, but I really want to finish it because I like that feeling of starting a new book and getting started on a new story, or about ready to learn something new, or what have you. So, both, I guess, depends on the book. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the tag. So there you have it. There is my take on the mood reader tag. Again, I think everybody's probably done this, and also I think that I'm too lazy right now to go and look up anybody that might not have done this already. So I'll take the easy way out, the coward's way out, sorry, and say, if you haven't done this tag, consider yourself tagged. Which, does anybody hear that and go, ooh, that's me, I'm gonna do this tag, thank you, Justin? I don't think they do. I don't know. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. All right, thanks for sticking it out this long, learning all about my mood reading. Hope you're doing great. Hope your day is going well, or your evening. I will see you later. Bye.